Kyrie Irving, an NBA All-Star, created Kyrie Irving Consulting to help entrepreneurs who might not get a chance otherwise create their businesses. Joining forces with Lockstep Ventures, the first industry the two decided to give an investment to was the trucking industry. But why the trucking industry?
Kyrie is just an awesome individual. He has a lot of passions, obviously basketball being one of them, but more social impacting, and really he has a unique understanding of what the future might entail. And so really being able to move freight across country lines and being able to be self-sustainable, that's really how he was thinking. And that's how I think as well. I think, being able to move freight and being able to actually onboard trucks that aren't being used using technology is very scalable.
Jared Lloyd, managing partner and co-founder of Kyrie Irving, along with Kyrie Irving, says they ultimately chose Fleeting to first invest in because they believed in Pierre and knew he had an enormous amount of knowledge for the trucking industry.
It's often sometimes hard for traditional banks to understand grit. And we have a distinct way of evaluating that from the Kyrie Irving Fund perspective, as well as Lockstep. Kyrie actually believes in the industry as well. As managing partner myself, I also believe in the industry. And we just saw that Pierre would be the one to kind of use his platform to really engage a new community of drivers and be able to really use the idea of trucking to revolutionize it for good.
Fleeting is a commercial trucking and fleet management service trucking company, but it's way more than that. Fleeting goes above and beyond by helping to train formerly incarcerated men and women into the trucking industry. It also gives all truck drivers the tools and education needed to be an entrepreneur for their own trucking business.
There's about 250,000 formerly incarcerated men and women that's being freed annually. But those people that don't have an ecosystem, that don't have access to job opportunity, that don't have access to housing, and 9 out of 10, they're reoffending him right back into the system. At the same time, what I find appalling is that we have an industry, an $800 billion industry, 40% of the workforce are minorities, but we short 900,000 drivers. Meanwhile, there's communities where young men and women are looking for opportunities, but they don't know which way to tap into. It didn't make sense to me. I said, well, it would have to be a way to build a bridge, to build a gap, to show these people how to get into trucking. Because trucking is one of the only industries that you can come in without a college degree and make $80K your first year, probably work your way up to $150,000 a year. And recently, we just received a $500,000 investment from Kyrie Irving and Lockstep Ventures. We're creating this new curriculum that teach people how to get their CDL. We will put them in a truck with one of our existing drivers to start training about safety, understand what they need to do on the road. And after 6 months, then those individuals themselves, they can be on the road on their own and really start building their own company, start understanding entrepreneurship. So everything that I went through myself to be where I am today, I want to be able to package that and really share it to the world.
Pierre has a vast knowledge of the trucking industry because he was a trucker himself. Originally from Haiti, Pierre went to college for electrical engineering but dropped out to get a CDL, knowing he would make more money up front.
I was ashamed about it. And when I ran into my professor, he said, Pierre, what's going on? Long time no see. I said, yeah, I'm okay. He's like, what's the matter? Why you look like you're not comfortable? You look like you hiding. I said, well, I dropped out of college to be a trucker. I didn't want nobody in here to think that I was a loser. He said, a loser? Why would you say that? He said, well, how much are you making a year? At the time, I was doing about $93K a year working for performance. And he said, man, look, half of these kids is going to graduate here. They're not going to see $93K. So look, I want you to own it, be prideful, and be the best trucker you can be. He said, this is America. This is the land where you can become whatever you want to become.
Throughout the years, Pierre has created numerous trucking companies and knows every aspect of the trucking industry and is ready to help others get their CDL, expand their businesses, or receive more education about the trucking industry.
We always want to build a platform based on what the market really wants. So what we learned was there's 4 million drivers in the US, as you know, and 10% of those drivers are owner-operators. The other 90%, those are the drivers that work for companies. They have zero control of their lives. They have zero control of their earnings. But also what we saw, there was an informal market of people buying trucks and trying to treat them as a passive income. So a lot of people make those investments, purchase $80,000, $60,000 trucks, paying monthly notes on these trucks, insurance in these trucks, and these trucks are sitting down with no drivers in them. So we created this new investment class where now a regular individual, even yourself, you can purchase a truck and Fleeting will manage it from beginning to end, and you receive a passive income in that truck. But the beauty of it is that that driver now has full flexibility. He can say, okay, well, I want to work Monday through Wednesday because Thursday and Friday I have some plan with my family. Guess what? By the time he get back on Wednesday, it'll be another driver that booked that truck for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we keep full utilization on that truck. So it's a win-win situation.
From the Chi 11 point of view, Fleeting's mission is right on par with their own.
When we found out that Fleeting was more about just connecting, unused trucks and freight and moving to where it was actually impacting former incarcerated individuals and building an educational platform alongside of that in Black and brown communities, we just thought it was awesome. And Kyrie Irving, myself, and our team fully believe that we can truly impact future generations to learn about freight and trucking. And we got behind it. And really the mission of connecting drivers to a network of trucks and freight is awesome because we know some of the hardships of trucking is obviously schedule. And we wanted to make sure that as we made investments in CEOs, we want to make sure they're thinking differently about family as well and family life because we think that's a core component. So he checked all those boxes.